Hi, it's Jaden from SteamyKitchen.com, and this is Chinese Fried Wontons. These fried wontons are super crispy, light, and the filling is incredibly flexible. You can add any type of meat or vegetable that you want. I've paired it with a sweet and tangy chili dipping sauce. This is ground meat. I think I'm using ground chicken, but you can use pork, chicken, beef, turkey, lamb, whatever you want. I've got some garlic and ginger. I've also added some chopped green onions, and my main seasoning is oyster sauce. This is my favorite brand of oyster sauce. Just remember to look for a label that has a boy and a girl on a boat fishing for oysters. This is Lee Kum Kee's brand of oyster sauce. They have several different lines, but this is the best. If you're using kale, make sure you tear off and discard the tough center stem that runs all along the leaf. Now, because I have kale growing at home, I'm using kale instead of cabbage. You can use either. What you want to do is make sure you shred it as finely as possible, just like this. Add the chopped kale or cabbage if you're using cabbage, and mix well. The filling should be thick and sticky, just like this. Okay, now to make the egg wash to seal the wontons. Oops. Okay, I know how to crack an egg. Take your egg, crack it in a bowl of water, and use a fork to whisk it. Just like that. Don't drop your egg. These are wonton skins that you'll find at the Asian market, and they're square. They're in the frozen department. They're in the freezer, and defrost either in the refrigerator overnight or on the counter for about 45 minutes. The wonton skins from the Asian market are so much better than the ones that you find in regular supermarkets near the refrigerated section near the tofu. Make sure you get the ones from the Asian market because they're so incredibly thin. Look how thin they are. Rule number 1 for wonton skins is that they dry out incredibly easy. So I want you to make sure you cover them with plastic wrap or a barely damp paper towel just so they don't dry out. Okay, here we go with the wrapping. Take about a teaspoon of filling. Don't put too much in, otherwise they'll burst. Dip your finger in the egg wash and paint the sides of the wonton skin. Fold it over into a triangle, just like this. Seal the edges and make sure you double check to make sure the edges are all the way sealed and that there are no air bubbles so that the wonton won't burst in the hot oil. Okay, next thing you're gonna do is take your finger, make a little indentation on that side. Dab your finger in the egg wash one more time on the corner and fold the two corners together. Look how cute that is. Okay, I'm gonna show you one more time. Take a wonton wrapper. Actually, Sherry's gonna do I told her, Sherry's actually doing this and I told her to make sure you keep it covered. Add a little bit of filling. I told her that was just a little bit too much, so she put some back. Dip your finger in the egg wash. Paint all sides. There we go. Fold over in the triangle. Make sure there are no air bubbles. And make sure the sides are tightly sealed and there are no holes. Okay, take your finger, make a little dimple, and like I tell my kids, make them hold hands, make the corners hold hands, fold their hands over and seal, and that is it. Look how beautiful they are. Look, just like that. Okay, I'm gonna teach you another way to fold this. Add a little less filling on one side of the corner, just like that. Dab your finger into the egg wash, paint on just two sides, roll it up, and make your, again, hold hands and put them together. Make the corners hold hands and put them together. There's less filling involved, and I like both ways. Now, if you want to freeze them, this is the perfect time to freeze them right after you fold them. Put them on a plate and make sure that they're not overlapping or on top of one another. You want to make sure they're just in one layer. Put them in a freezer bag, stick them in the freezer, and when you're ready to cook them, they can go directly frozen into a big vat of soup. So you can boil them, or you can very carefully slide them in the hot oil while they're frozen and just add a couple minutes to the cooking time. Okay, frying. Heat a wok or a pot with oil. I have about 1.5 inches of oil there, and I'm showing you the ancient Chinese method of telling whether or not the oil is ready or not. Stick a uncoated wooden chopstick or the back of a wooden spoon into the oil just like that, and if there are bubbles coming up from the wooden spoon, then that means your oil is ready. That's exactly how my mom taught me, and you don't even need a thermometer. Carefully slide in the wontons, just maybe 10 or so at a time, and fry until golden brown. When they're golden brown, go ahead and take them out onto a baking rack to let them drain. And what I'd like to do is also check the first one. Make sure that the filling inside is completely cooked through. If it is not cooked through, and if the wonton is already browned on the outside, lower your temperature a bit so it takes a little longer to fry the wontons. Here are my two favorite dipping sauces, Mae Ploy sweet chili sauce and Lingham's hot sauce. They're both sweet, just a tiny touch of heat. I'm sure you will love them. Even my kids can eat them, so they're not spicy at all. Serve them hot with the dipping sauces, and I promise you, everyone will love them. They're not gonna last too long, so make sure you make a whole bunch of them. For the full recipe plus a lot more notes, head over to steamykitchen.com/122. Thank you so much. If you love my video recipes, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.